So since I posted those stories about the PV consoles and the Amek consoles, people have been asking me what do they sound like, and really, nobody ever questioned the sound of the console because they were the only thing available at that price point. That Amek, I think it was the Matchless or the Angela that I sold to Tom Kiefer. It was in that $20,000 to $30,000 price point, and that's all he wanted to spend. I looked to see if there was any other options, but there was no other options in that price point at that time. And this is like the late '80s. So that's you just did the best you could with it, and that's why he got some outboard mic pre's and compressors and that to run through rather than run through the board. But it never was a question of is it sound good or or is it awful, because there's no options. That's it. You want something brand new, that's what you bought. And the same thing with the PV console. I mean, that was really cheap. I think, I don't know, $5,000 or $10,000 for those AMR consoles, and they were huge. They were built like tanks, but if I remember, they weren't modular. They were all like one big piece. And people were asking how do they sound. Like I saw one comment, the guy said that somebody modified his and made it sound pretty good. But you need a technician to do all that. But the thing is, it was huge. It looked good in people's studios. They were happy at that price point because there was nothing else available, and they would buy it. And it was mostly home studios, so they really had nothing to compare it to. So I just wanted to point that out. Back then, you didn't have the options that you have today. And back then, you didn't have all the outboard mic pre's that you have today and, outboard EQs and compressors. I mean, people, I remember in the '80s, they were selling tube gear for next to nothing because the radio stations didn't need the tube gear anymore, and they were just dumping them. And you could pick it up cheap and, keep it 10 years, and then it was worth a ton of money. But who knew? So that's what was going on. So I wanted to point that out.